Hey guys, I missed you. Welcome to another beautiful day on the calendar and a wonderful day that I get to spend with you guys, even if just for a moment. And, well, it's November, right? It's temperature's a little bit cooler and, leaves are falling, colors are changing, yada yada, etc., etc. But as I mentioned previously, basically, I'm going to try to dial it back. Yo, let's chill. Let's not be so um, in the heat all the time, and let's try to look at things from a more relaxed perspective, if you will. So I'm here to ask all these servicey basic questions to get to know you guys a little bit more, and maybe help you guys get to know me a little bit more. And today I asked the topic of the day: what's your preferred soda? like. And when I say soda, I'm talking about like pretty much any carbonated beverage. And some people it's gonna be an unpopular decision to say that, where they might be like really any carbonated beverage, including those nasty mineral waters. I'm like, yes, including those nasty mineral waters. Trust me, I don't like those as much as the next guy, but they do qualify for today. So let me know. Historically, especially when it comes to American conversations, it's like it's the age old red versus blue. What are you, Coke or Pepsi? And let's start with that. Like off with the most basic introductions, Coke or Pepsi. For me, I'm typically I've been on both sides of the argument. Basically, currently where I kind of stand is. I'm more of a Pepsi kind of guy, unless we're talking about like actual sugar. Then I'm more of a Coke kind of guy. And that's the same with pretty much any soda. Honestly, any soda is like significantly better if it's with the cane sugar rather than with the high fructose corn syrup. It's just to me it's like an aftertaste, but it's like not actually like a taste. It's like an after feeling. Whenever I drink a soda with the corn syrup in it, there's just kind of like this weird, like icky aftertaste. The soda itself usually isn't so bad. It's just that feeling I get afterwards. It's just kind of like, what? And like, just not a big fan of it, if that makes any sense. And so I usually prefer something that's more of the actual like cane sugar. Where I come from, and probably where a lot of other people in the United States come from, they would refer to it as a Mexican Coke because they come in like these tall glass bottles, and they're known for having the actual like cane sugar in them. Those are honestly the best. There's a company nearby, and they specialize in something like popcorn and candies and whatnot. And every Christmas or holiday season, we they're one of our weird wonky gifts that we have. I would call it a stocking stuffer, but it's not like even a stocking stuffer. It's just like a gift that everybody seems to get. Like it's wrapped in everything, not a stocking. But they come like all sorts of weird flavors, like grass or dirt or kitty piddle, whatever the heck kitty piddle is supposed to be. Like the gross ones aren't actually the flavors. So if you're feeling your stomach turning from hearing that, mind you, it's not actually that like whatever a kitty piddle is not actually that flavor, but it's usually probably something like kind of like more fruit flavored citrus, something like that. But they have these things, and they're pretty popular picks, I'd say. And we'll try something a little bit different with these. See if we can actually plant a 30,000 tree, because I believe that's the safest one. Because I believe 10,000 is the lowest guaranteed, so if you plant it, you'll get 10,000 out of it. But you can do up to 99,000, but it may only give you 10,000. So it's like if you do 30,000, the worst you can get is 30,000 back, and it's just kind of a waste. But if you get, say, it does a full 30,000, then you get 90,000 back, and you get like 3 days worth. We're just gonna like test it out, see how it goes with that one. But what was the thing? I was saying, these flavors of these sodas, what they all have in common though is they're all the pure cane sugar variant. So they're not the fructose corn syrup. So regardless of how gross they may sound, they're all absolutely delicious by my standard, and I can't get enough of them. I got friends and family who I don't understand. Like, I think it's pretty much like unanimously agree they're delicious, but they literally will just let it sit in their fridge for like the entire year. But as for me, my preferred soda probably really, I think for a lot of people, your preferred soda kind of changes with the seasons. For me, right now, I probably say I'm kind of like on a Big Red kick, which not everybody knows what Big Red is. I found that out as a natural born Texan. Um, I Big Reds actually like get bottled here in my state. Actually, I believe even in my city. So like, there's plenty to go around. I believe other states along the southern belt get Big Red also, but like not like towards the north. I don't know exactly what the case is, and I'd say like for a lot of people though, like probably Dr Pepper is always a really popular pick, but Dr Pepper is such a weird thing, especially around here, because like it really kind of just depends like who's selling it, right? And I'm not talking about like the store, which store is selling. I'm talking about depending on how it's being sold. Dr Pepper is distributed by like all sorts of different companies. You'll go like a lot of places, if they say they sell Coke products, they'll probably have Dr Pepper also, or it's like pretty much guaranteed they'll have Dr Pepper. If they have Pepsi, they probably won't, but they might. Like I went to Subway earlier today, and they actually had Dr Pepper, even though they sell Pepsi products. But it was weird. It's like they only had Dr Pepper in the soda fountain, and it wasn't available in a bottle form. So it's like, I'm guessing the people who distribute their beverage in a bag, aka a bib, they have Dr Pepper along with their Pepsi products, but they just don't get it from the actual like Dr Pepper vendor, probably something like that. But always probably, I feel like every American at some point in their life goes through their Dr Pepper phase where that's their soda. I got a grandmother who that's pretty much what she is. She's like probably I'd say like 50%, like she's like 80% sweet old lady, but then the last remaining 20% is like 10% Dr Pepper, 10% mayonnaise, and it's like that's what she likes. Maybe that's the secret of like the fountain of youth, considering she's like in her 80s at this point, and put mayonnaise on everything with a side of Dr Pepper. It's like, man, maybe that's what I should be doing. When I start getting a little bit older and more sluggish, that's what I'll start doing. I'm actually already feeling it. Like my bones, oh man, every joint in my body's been aching lately. Maybe I just need to put some like slather some mayonnaise on my on my joints, and that'll help me get through the day a little bit better. Oh man, just I'm sorry, just thinking about it. If you're grossed out, trust me, I'm a little grossed out too. I was going to go into depth about how nasty mayonnaise can be, but I'm just not even going to right now. It's bad. Ugh. But where were we? Oh, sodas. Yes, of course. Yeah, guys, feel free if you hear this, please hop in the comment section. Let me know what your favorite soda is, and maybe it. Like I like to learn some new things. Like I know, like I'm like I said, I'm in America's Texas specifically. We have Fanta here. Fanta's not the it's not a juggernaut here, but I hear like in some countries, like over I think like towards like India or like even like Mexico, and I think even some countries in Africa, Fanta is like king. Like if you're not drinking Fanta, what are you drinking? Like it goes like Fanta, then water, then probably something alcoholic. Um, but yeah, like I know Fanta's really popular in a lot of places. Not so much here. And then you take Europe for instance. I'm sure there's lots of countries in Europe that have their own like personal like little brands of soda or whatnot. It's like their thing. So I'd like to learn like what is it that you guys are using this like the bee's knees out there. Man, my shovel always breaks at the worst possible time. I don't know if I even have like. I'm always afraid when I leave those holes that they're going to what's it called? Like it'll fill itself in while I'm away. So I always feel like inclined. I have to go make my own like new shovel to make sure that it stays open. That may be the case. That probably isn't the case, but I don't know. But yeah, guys, let me know. What is your preferred soda out there? Are you a dark soda? By that I mean like, you know, Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, stuff like that. Or are you like maybe like more of a fruit soda kind of person, where you're like, oh yeah, I love the Fanta, or maybe like I would probably say like Sprite probably goes in that category because it's marketed as kind of like a citrus soda, so like, you know, lemons and limes and stuff. And you know, maybe there's like some sort of soda out there that like I've never even heard of, that for like somebody who's like, oh no, if you haven't tried this, bro, you don't even know what you like. How you haven't even lived yet if you haven't tried this. I'd be like, bro, maybe I haven't. Let me know. Hook me up. Show me what it looks like. But yeah, trying to think like all the different types of sodas that are out there. There's just like so many. That store I told you about, it's called Popcorn Piccadilly, and they just have so many different types of soda there. Like they come in all sorts of crazy flavors and whatnot. Well, I guess if by what I was saying earlier was just what it has to be a carbonated beverage, then probably by and far my favorite soda is probably going to be Red Bull. I can't help myself. I love a good Red Bull. Funnily enough, I'm not a big fan of like the actual like, what's it called? Like the actual like base flavor of Red Bull. Like I think it's actually pretty gross. I think all energy drinks kind of have a gross like base flavor. So I don't like regular Monsters or regular Red Bulls or Rock Stars, anything like that. But then when the fruit flavors come in, or like just any other flavor, that's what they get like really good. And like for me, like it used to suck because like the only good Red Bull flavor for me was like blueberry, because your choice was blueberry, watermelon, tropical, whatever that was, and then like regular. And it was like, okay, fine, this is blueberry. But then they added the coconut one that later became like a permanent the white edition of it. But then like every like year or every half year they come up with like a new flavor, and they're just like, they're all just so good in my personal opinion. Like they got a berry one currently, and there's another pink one. Oh, it's a white peach. Both pink ones are pretty good, I would say. And then they have the June berry that's like that, like the light blue version. That one's pretty good. They got one that's like, oh man, what's it called? It's like, oh, it's named, it's like elderberry and something. It's a lime green one, and those are pretty good too. They got an orange one that's strawberry and apricot. I've had it a bunch of times. I couldn't tell you what an apricot tastes like. I don't know off the top of my head. But I know that flavor of Red Bull is really pretty good. Really pretty good. So that's I mean that's what matters to me when it comes to this. Well, I'm not trying to catch that little butterfly. I'm trying to get down here. But yeah, if we're just talking about like any carbonated beverage, yeah, boom. Red Bull's probably my favorite soda. But if we're talking about things that are like intentionally marketed as sodas, that's where it gets difficult. Going back, I'd probably say like Big Red might be my current kick. There's lots of other good ones. Now maybe you're not like a soda person, don't worry about it. That'll probably be what I'm going to ask later on this week. Probably like, what's your preferred soda? We'll get past soda. We'll probably say like you know, what's your favorite juice or non-carbonated beverage could work too. Man, you talk about juice, like I did not realize there's such a big divide between people who like apple juice and people who like orange juice. I have people in my life who will swear by orange juice is the worst, and I'm like over here like, whoa, hold, who hurt you? Like, I like me some orange juice. Like, I ain't even ashamed of it. I'll say it. I like some orange juice. The fact that there's legitimately people out there who are like so scarred by orange juice, and like, oh no, I never would take drink that ever in my life. Like, bro, chill. It's not that bad. In fact, it's actually quite good for you. But we'll go in depth about that a little bit later on, because quite frankly, I have my handful of preferences when it comes to non-carbonated beverages also. So I get it, trust me. But in terms of soda, one of the hard parts about it is like, so I'm currently in that process, that pre-diet phase, not diabetes, guys, just pre-diet phase, where it's like you look in the mirror and you say, I do want a diet. Like you have that initial statement. You're looking in the mirror. You're like, okay, I need a diet. I need to do something about this. I need to figure out what I got to cut out of my diet. And oh man, nine diets out of 10. Maybe like first thing they say is like, well, you got to cut out your sodas. Drink more water. I agree with drinking more water. But the reason why cutting sodas out is usually like a huge like initial statement for them, namely just kind of comes from the fact that it's an unregulated food. And I'm not talking about like, oh yeah, it's so bad because the government doesn't have like any policies on sodas to rein them in. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is they're unregulated, as in you drink them in place of water. Like the average can of soda, like this tiny little like 20-ounce can, it's gonna have like anywhere from like 120 to 150 calories in it. And if that's all you drink, say you go through like a 6-pack a day, that's that's like 720 to 900 calories out of nowhere. Like you don't even realize it got caked on there. You're not counting it because you're thinking, oh, it's such a small amount. What's the point of like tracking it, right? So you don't track it, and then it just keeps stacking up until you get to a point where you're like, oh dang, I probably should have been watching like how many cans of soda I drink. So they say cut that out first to start drinking more water. Trust me, guys, I'm not a big water fan. And the water I do drink, people give me dirty looks. They give me looks dirtier than the water they think I'm drinking. Like I don't care. I will take just a nice ice cold cup of faucet water. I'm fine with that. Maybe like, oh, it's going to be like lead or something like that. I'm like, okay, cool. Is it Wolverine part lead? I know he's not, but chill, calm down with that. But it's just water. Like I don't really care one way or another. How air quotes bad it is at the end of the day. Humans and every other creature on the planet has survived for hundreds, thousands, if not longer, off of water, and it doesn't really matter where it ever came from. Animals be drinking water, like they be drinking water from the same rivers that an animal upstream is peeing in right now. And it's like one of those like, all right, out of sight, out of mind, as long as I don't know. Like you can drink it as long as you're not like making that hard eye contact with somebody who's literally peeing in that water. Like, you're like, oh man, this is awkward right now. You're keeping a lookout for them, while at the same time, they're doing their business trying to avoid eye contact with you, and it's this like weird situation. But that's kind of weird. Not weird. That's kind of how it goes with soda. Like it's delicious, but it's so easy to abuse, and I hope to get to a point where like it's just hard because like you tell yourself, okay, I'm just gonna drink 2 cans of soda today. I will not drink one until afternoon, and then maybe have one with my lunch, and then have one with my dinner. And then what ends up happening is you do fine. You do the great one for your lunch, and then as soon as you get home, you have another one, and you're like, oh man, okay, it's not the worst, And then you don't realize you just had 2 with your dinner, and then you have a third, your 5th one, as you're just sitting watching TV like 2 hours after dinner, and then you take your 6th one to bed with you, and you're just like laying in bed, crack it open. You got halfway through while you're watching the news, and you're just like, oh man. or it doesn't hit you right then and there all the time. Like you might go to what's it called? Go to bed, wake up the next morning, ready to take your one soda that you're going to use for lunch, and realize you bought a 12 pack and you're down to 6, and you're like, oh wow, I am so bad at this whole not drinking more soda than I need to thing. And it's kind of like, and what do you do? Do you say, okay, I'm going to skip the next 3 days to get back on track? Or do you say, all right, I made a mistake, but it's fine. We'll do better starting today. Or do you just make the same mistakes all over again? A lot of people, probably the latter. Just say, screw it. I'm just going to enjoy my life. And I'm not telling anybody that they can't enjoy their life. If anything, I think that should definitely be something that you want to do. Though you should also be wary if you're too busy enjoying your life that you don't get to the most enjoyable part of your life. I mean, we just got to be, aware of that. I know, like, it's kind of how it is for me. Like that's where I struggle the most, honestly. Is that's an interesting combination. I think I prefer the baseball shirt. It's that idea of just like I want to just really enjoy all the aspects of my life the best I can, and it's just kind of like it's hard when it comes to these things because like it's just kind of like it's not just a one-time sacrifice you make. It's trying to get to a point where you make the same sacrifice every day on a regular basis until hopefully you get to the point where you're no longer feel like you're making a sacrifice. You're making it. It's just a long-lasting change in your life, and yeah, it's hard with soda because it's just so easy, right? You don't realize how addicting it is until you crack open that can. And you're like, oh man, here we go again. That old CJ style. But I mean, you guys let me know. Do you also suffer that same struggle when it comes to soda? Do you also have that moment where you're just like, yeah, everything's all right, and then I popped open that can, and it just starts all over, and it's like, oh man, when are we gonna get over this? That's a good question. When are we going to get over this? I haven't checked the recycle bin in so long. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what, guys. What we need to do next is we need to really help out that poor sleeping guy on the beach. Well, I guess he's not sleeping anymore. He's awake and moving. Let's put these extra items in there. I tell you what, having like no catalog of clothes and whatnot, my character looks so much more bummy than I ever have in my previous save files. I don't know if I mentioned it, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, there's a new DLC that's coming out with the update in January. That's gonna be fun, guys, because we'll be able to like, have a lot of different like animal stuff going on. I'm really good to be looking forward to doing a little bit, some cool extra stuff with that. Ideally, we want to get our island nice and fresh. So, clock's ticking, right, guys? We got until the end of the year to get this island spick and span and ready for when the update comes out. So, I don't know what we're going to do with our villagers just yet. One of the hard parts is, I was looking to maybe have a recurring thing where we start kicking some villagers out periodically, like maybe once a month. We'll swap them out for somebody new. I don't know exactly if we're going to keep doing that or not, or if we're going to start doing that, since we may not have to kick anybody out. We can just invite somebody over to the hotel that's going to be plopped up on the island. So with that, obviously, we might not actually have to get rid of anybody, so we can just kind of enjoy people, which does raise a dilemma. That is Renee, our horse, she is currently a resident on my other island, and I don't know if I want to have Renee on. Well, no, it's not that I don't know. I 100% would prefer to not have the same villager on multiple islands. So we should probably swap her out with somebody else. Who that's going to be, I don't know yet. I know I kind of wanted to have Julian on the island, but Julian's a male, so we'd have to get rid of one of our male villagers, or we just have to deal with that, you know, the 60-40 population going on. But I don't know. This is all speculation right now. We'll see in the future how things slowly pan out. Maybe one of our man, it's kind of hard to say because like Kid, I'm not too fond on Kid. Well, maybe we'll do a vote later on. Somebody's gonna say like easy option is just get rid of Biff. Problem is, if you get rid of Biff, like, we're already thinking about getting rid of Renee, right? If we get rid of Biff, then we won't have any of our first two villagers. Which I'm sorry, I get sentimental. As much as Biff gets on my nerves, he's definitely somebody I plan on keeping just for sentimental value. So it's gonna be hard to say who should really go, but we'll figure it out as we figure it out and all that stuff. Oh, there's weeds right there. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for coming out, hanging out, having a fun time. I love you. God bless. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your favorite or preferred soda is. But it's the start of a wonderful week. I guess the day after, right? It's Tuesday. But you get what I mean. I hope the week is going so far so good for you guys. Again, quick reminder, will be taking off for a little bit. But the uploads should keep going. I'm going to try to record some episodes up in advance. That way you guys can, keep on enjoying it. And then when we get back, I'll probably have a nice little welcome back stream. So you guys take care, stay blessed, and until next time, toodles.